Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In my last video, I had spoken about how serious the problem of rape is in India. This video is a continuation of it. So if you haven't watched my last video, I kindly request folks to go back and watch it. Although it's not absolutely necessary for you to have watched that video for you to understand or get a context of what I'm going to be talking about. So in my last video, I had promised that in my upcoming videos, I'll be talking about the solutions for rape and not just complain that rape is a problem. So let's cut to the chase and see what are the solutions that we as normal people can do to prevent this issue. Okay, the very first measure is we as parents and children, we have to first mentally accept that in a rape, it's not the girl's fault. If you don't accept that, none of the upcoming solutions would actually make sense to you. So the first step is to actually understand that in a rape, it's never the girl's fault. To all parents watching this video right now, did you know that you as a parent can actually prevent the problem of rape in India? Sounds a bit extreme, isn't it? Let's see what a parent can do to actually make sure that the problem of rape eventually stops. Okay, so the first thing that a parent can do is have a conversation to your children about sex. I'm not talking about a sexual assault, but I'm talking about a sex to begin with, because the word sex itself is a taboo in India. And if you observe the parents actually want their children to share every single thing with them. And during the Pollachi issue that happened recently in Tamil Nadu, everybody was saying that, the issue could have been prevented if the girls were open to their parents about the problem. Think about it for 1 second. Parents don't even say the word sex in front of their daughters. When that is the case, how on earth do you expect your daughter to come and tell you that she had been faced with a sexual assault? How on earth do you expect that would happen? And when you think that talking about sex to your daughter is awkward, how do you think your daughter would feel to come and open up to you about sex? It's not just about girls, even boys. I think it's absolutely necessary for parents to actually have a conversation about sex with their children, be it a boy or a girl, because eventually they're going to learn about it. And it's actually much better if they learn it from you rather than from some random source. And when you as a parent are not ready to talk to your daughter or son about sex, then there is no way they are going to come and open up to you when they have a problem. So the initiation for such things should come from the parents. It's sort of ridiculous to expect your children to open up to you when there is a problem and you don't even talk about it in the first place. So I kindly request parents to talk about sex to your children. Okay, let's say your kid just comes and tells to you that he or she had been sexually harassed. The parent could react in one of two ways. One is the parent could just think that the child is scared and just telling something or blabbering something. Or you can believe your child, but you don't choose to act on it because you know that if you act on it, it's going to hurt the pride of your family. Parents mostly opt one of these two options, both of which are really bad, because what you think you have done is you think you have averted a problem. You think you have saved the pride of your family. But in reality, what you have done is you are actually killing your child every single day. And sexual harassment as a child doesn't happen only to girls. It happens to guys too. It happens to boys too. And when you don't actually listen to them when they come and talk to you, they have no one else to even go to. It's parents who can actually create that safe space for the child to even come and open up about issues in the first place. And if you do not create that space, your children don't have a go-to. Your children don't know who to open up to. So I kindly request parents again to create that safe space for your son or daughter to come and open up to you about anything. And that would mean the world to them, just to be heard by their parents, just to know that they have a support system within the family. It would mean the world to them. Now, let's move on to one of the most important things that we as a society need to do to prevent rape. And that is, don't do victim shaming. Let's stop shaming the victims as opposed to the perpetrators. Because Frankly, if you ask me, the entire Pollachi incident in Tamil Nadu wouldn't have happened if we weren't doing so much of a victim shaming. All the girls, every single girl was scared of opening up to their parents or to anybody just because they were scared of being shamed by the society. The minute somebody knows that a girl had been raped, the thought that crosses most of the parents' minds, or I wouldn't say just parents, most of the people's minds, is that, oh God, who's going to marry her? I cannot stress this enough. Please don't give that reaction to a girl who you know has been sexually harassed. That is the worst reaction you can actually give, because she needs a support at that time. Even if you do not encourage her, that's fine. Even if you don't help her get out of the trauma, that's totally fine. But please don't shame her. Don't discourage her. Even if you cannot be of help, don't be a burden to her. Like, don't be an obstacle for her progress. Don't make her lose the little bit of faith that she has. One last very important thing is, whether you parents like it or not, you are a role model for your children. And you might not believe this, but honestly, you are the first people that your children see, and you set an example for them to follow. And if there is a family where the father is continuously abusing the mother, it sends a message to the child that, it's okay for the father to abuse the mother, or that's how a family works. A father has the right to abuse the mother. That's the message you're sending your children. Now, let's say another scenario is, let's say you have a son and a daughter, and you instruct your daughter all the time to dress up a certain way. When the son sees this, the kind of message that he receives is that good girls should dress up a certain way. And if they do not dress up that way, it means they are asking for it. Yes, might be hard to accept it, but this is what you're doing when you actually set restrictions on how girls dress. And this sends a message to the boy. And later on, you can't say that boys go out and rape, because that's a message you have instilled on the boys in their childhood. So it's like, whenever you restrict your daughters, you think that you're actually preventing rape, but you don't instruct your sons enough. Like, the problem of rape occurs only because of the mindset of the perpetrator and not of the victim. So it is the perpetrator's mind that has to be changed, and not the victim's dress sense or anything to do with the victim itself. It is the perpetrator's mind. It is the person who commits the rape should be held accountable and should be shamed for what he is doing, and not vice versa. And to prevent the perpetrator from even doing that, it has to happen from the childhood, because it's not like so common for a man to just go out and rape a girl. No, not like, every random guy goes out and rapes. No, that doesn't happen. It happens because the boy had grown up that way. And if the boy had grown up that way, it has something to do with the parents. And if the parents don't control the behavior of the boys in their childhood to the extent they control the behavior of their daughters, you will never solve the problem of rape. Because for the problem of rape to end, it is the boy's mindset that has to be changed by their parents right from childhood, and not the other way. It's got nothing to do with the daughters, but it's got everything to do with the sons when you raise them since childhood. So now all of these things are so subtle that we often don't realize that it matters to the children. We even forget how we behave in front of our children because we think that it doesn't really matter, but it says a lot. And parents have a great deal of work in shaping the child's character, and it starts from childhood. And the only people who can actually have an impact on the child is the parent. And so I kindly request parents to take enough measures to be mindful of how you're behaving in front of your children, because that says a lot to them, and that actually shapes their character for the rest of their lives. And if you think about it, the number of people who commit rapes is for sure less than 1%. We really shouldn't let the less than 1% of population ruin the lives of all the women or all the children. It's high time we take action towards it, and there could be a great deal of effort coming from the parents, which could have a visible impact in the upcoming generation. I kindly request parents to think about it, and any help from you guys would be really, really helpful for your child for the rest of his life. Thank you.